Unit 18. Reactions. Acknowledge. To accept or admit that something exists, is true, or is real. He never acknowledges his mistakes. Acknowledge. To thank someone for something they have done or given you, especially in writing or by saying it publicly. We gratefully acknowledge the contributions of everyone who helped us. Acknowledge. To show that you have seen someone or that you recognize them, for example, by smiling or speaking to them. They barely acknowledge each other in public. Agonize. To spend a long time worrying and being upset about something. For years I agonized over whether I could have helped my daughter. Apathy. A feeling of having no interest in or enthusiasm about anything. Or of not being willing to make any effort to change things. Few people voted in the election, presumably just because of apathy. Avoid. To try to prevent something from happening. Try to avoid confrontation. Avoid. To try not to go near someone or something. We went early to avoid the crowds. Avoid. To choose not to do something in order to achieve a better result. When taking this medication, it is advisable to avoid alcohol. Behavior. The way that someone or something behaves. Anna was sick of her brother's behavior. Chuckle. A quiet laugh. There were a couple of chuckles from one member of the audience. Chuckle. To laugh quietly, especially in a private or secret way. As she read her book, she chuckled softly. Comfort. A physically relaxed state, without any pain or other unpleasant feelings. The airline is keen to improve passenger comfort. Comfort. A feeling of being less sad or worried about something than you were previously. My mother was always there to offer comfort. Comfort. A pleasant way of life in which you have everything you need. Now he can live in comfort for the rest of his life. Comfort. To make someone feel less sad, worried, or disappointed. He went upstairs to comfort the baby. Conduct. The way someone behaves, especially in relation to particular rules or accepted ways of behaving. 2 players were sent off for violent conduct. Conduct. To do something in an organized way. The agreement doesn't allow you to conduct business from your home. Consequence. A result or effect of something. She said exactly what she felt, without fear of the consequences. Contentment. The happiness you feel when you have everything you want and you enjoy your life. He has found contentment and satisfaction in his work. Cross. Angry. The neighbors got cross every time we put our music on. Dignity. The impressive behavior of someone who controls their emotions in a difficult situation. She faced all her problems with dignity. Disgust. A very strong feeling of not liking something. The idea of eating meat fills me with disgust. Disgust. If something disgusts you, it is so bad or immoral that it makes you angry and upset. Your whole attitude disgusts me. Disillusioned. Disappointed because you have discovered that someone or something is not as good as you had believed. Voters are very disillusioned with the democratic process. Fed up. Annoyed or bored with something that you feel you have accepted for too long. I'm fed up with this job. Giggle. A high laugh, especially a nervous or silly one. The sound of giggles came from the girl's room. Giggle. To laugh in a nervous, excited or silly way that is difficult to control. The children whispered and giggled all the way through the film. Glance. A quick look at someone or something. She had a quick glance at the newspaper as she gulped down her coffee. Glance. To look somewhere quickly and then look away. He glanced over his shoulder nervously. Glimpse. An occasion when you see someone or something for a moment only. The crowd were anxious for a glimpse of the president. Moan. A long low sound you make because of pain, sadness, or pleasure. She let out a low moan of anguish. Moan. To complain about something in an annoying way. Ben was moaning about his job again. Moan. If someone moans, they make a long low sound because of pain, sadness, or pleasure. James continued to moan loudly as the pain intensified. Mock. To make someone or something look stupid by laughing at them, copying them, or saying something that is not kind. Are you trying to mock me? Neglect. The failure to give someone or something the care or attention they need. There's an important need to protect children from abuse and neglect. Neglect. To fail to look after someone when you are responsible for them. What should we do about parents who neglect their children? Neglect. To fail to do something that you should do. He couldn't neglect his duties as an officer. Peep. A quick look at something. I'll just take a peep inside. Peep. To look at something quickly and secretly, usually from a place where you think you cannot be seen. She tried to peep through the gates to see the garden. Peer. To look very carefully, especially because something is difficult to see. She was peering through the window. Prevent. To stop something from happening or stop someone from doing something. Regular cleaning may help prevent infection. Rejoice. To feel very happy about something. Or to celebrate something in a happy way. Montaigne seemed to rejoice in the humiliation of others. Resent. To experience angry, unhappy feelings, because you think you have been treated unfairly or without enough respect. The girls in the family resented all the attention that Peter was getting. Resolute. Extremely determined. We're resolute in our determination to oppose these measures. Smirk. An unpleasant smile. Wipe that smirk off your face. Smirk. To smile in an unpleasant way because something bad has happened to someone else, or because you think you have achieved an advantage over them. I know you've won, but there's no need to smirk. Snap. To suddenly lose control and become extremely angry or upset because a situation has become too annoying or difficult. She was bound to snap under all that pressure. Snap. To speak to someone in a sudden, angry way. What do you want now? He snapped angrily. Tactic. A particular method or plan for achieving something. The governor's tactics involved accusing his opponent of being too liberal. Terror. A strong feeling of fear. Thousands of islanders fled in terror yesterday as the volcano erupted. Terror. Violence used for making people very frightened in order to achieve political aims. This is a deliberate campaign of terror. Health. Administer. To give someone a drug or medical treatment. The drugs are administered intravenously. Admit. To take someone into hospital for medical treatment. After collapsing, she was rushed to hospital, where she was admitted. Agony. Great pain. William fell to the ground, writhing in agony. Agony. A strong and unpleasant feeling, especially great worry or sadness. Waiting for the results was agony. Antidote. A substance that prevents a poison from having bad effects. A snake bite. Quick, get the antidote. Consultant. A senior doctor in a hospital who is an expert in a particular medical subject. She's a consultant cardiologist. Diagnosis. A statement about what disease someone has, based on examining them. Her doctor made a diagnosis of appendicitis. Inoculate. To protect someone against a particular disease, by injecting a medicine containing a small amount of the disease into them, so that their body becomes immune to it. None of the family had been inoculated against diphtheria. Irritation. A painful feeling in a part of the body, often with red skin or swelling. Some drugs can cause stomach irritation. Numb. A part of your body that is numb has no feeling. After hours of sitting on the floor, her legs had gone numb. Numb. Not able to react or to show your emotions, often because of an extreme shock. I was numb with fear. Nursing home. An institution where old people live when they are too old or ill to look after themselves without help. My grandmother's moving into a nursing home next week. Paralysis. The loss of the ability to move your body or a part of it, usually because of an injury or illness. The syndrome can lead to sudden paralysis. Plaster. A thin piece of cloth or plastic that is sticky on one side, and that you put on your skin to cover a cut. I've cut my finger. Have you got a plaster? Plaster. If a part of someone's body is in plaster, it has a hard cover around it to protect a broken bone. One man had his leg in plaster, having broken it in an accident. Prescribe. If a doctor prescribes a drug or treatment, they say you should have it. The drug should not be taken unless prescribed by a doctor. Preventative medicine. Medical examinations, treatments, advice, etc., intended to prevent illness or discover it before it becomes serious. The government should invest more in preventive medicine. Prognosis. A doctor's opinion about the way in which a disease or illness is likely to develop. What's the prognosis, doctor? Sick leave. A period of time during which you do not work, because you are ill. Mr. Jenkins is away on sick leave today. Side effect. An effect of a medicine that is not intended and could be unpleasant. The treatment has no significant side effects. Syringe. A needle fitted to a plastic tube, used for taking blood from your body or for putting medicine or drugs into it. Take the syringe and inject the patient. Vaccine. A substance put into the body, usually by injection, in order to provide protection against a disease. Is there an effective vaccine for meningitis? Ward. A large room in a hospital with beds for people to stay in. Joe is a staff nurse working on the maternity ward.